Peace, blessings, and enough love to you all.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mindset Monday. I know a lot of people don't like Monday, but you see my big, luscious smile. I love Mondays. I love every day of the week. Happy Monday to all of y'all there. I hope you had a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend for the most part. I had a wonderful weekend, although we are still trodden through the mountain of snow.
Mm.
I know in Tennessee they still have no light, but we do have light. So we have a lot to give thanks for. I hope you had a wonderful day at work or play or just coming from vacation. Some are just coming back from the warmth of wherever you went. I hope you had a spectacular time. And I hope you're staying warm in spite of these cold weather in we're in the northern hemisphere,
Hemisphere.
the northern hemisphere in and Canada and other parts that are very cold. So I hope you're able to stay warm. You wrap yourself nicely when you are outside and you have heat in your house. So we give thanks for every small mercies that we are afforded. This week, or you know that this year, my word is flow. So whatever is happening in our life, we want to find a way that we can flow out, flow through it, or find a way around it, flow around it, just like the river.
Mm.
If there's a blockage at one part, the river finds a way to make sure that the water is flowing somehow. So that's the premise that we're looking at. We flow whatever through whatever challenge we go through in life. And most of the time, we can't do it all by ourselves. That's why we need a community. That's why we need family. That's why it is so important to stay connected to family.
Let me give a little fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why Dunn's River flows so heavily
No,
all the time through the year, never dries up?
no.
It just flows and flows and flows and some strong, heavy flow.
Tell me about it. I climbed the falls
You
already,
oh, you climb the falls already.
but I did not have that idea. Why?
Well, fun fact. Um, Dunn's River has many contributors, many rivers, different small
Tributary.
contributors
Okay.
flow into Dunn's River,
Mhm.
and that's why it never dries up and it always have that heavy current,
That's good to
always
know.
flowing.
Good to
Yes.
know. And if you haven't traveled to Jamaica or if you have gone to Jamaica and haven't gone to Dunn's River, you need to go. It's climbing that fall is wonderful. Even if you can't climb the falls, Dunn's River is one of the beaches to go when you go to Jamaica.
Mm.
So today, as we continue on our flow, this week or this episode, we're looking at creating, what is it again?
We're still looking at flow, but
Create
this
this
episode
week, we're
is
looking at
some technique of
techniques for
personal,
personal
yes,
productivity.
productivity.
But just to recap, because last week we just give some information about taxes because we want people to be in the know. So we were talking about flow, and as we climax 2025, we establish preparing, preparing. So we are able to flow in our life in the new year, in the new day. So, to establish flow in your life, it's important to find activities where a clear, challenging goal meets your skill level. minimizing distractions by creating focused environments and rituals, and practice mindfulness to stay present.
Mm.
Now, in order to complete one thing, it's important that you focus. It's like having a ball in my hand and I'm trying to complete. No, I want this to stay. I'm trying to complete
Mm.
something and one of my hand is occupied, but I need both hands in order to complete that task. That is a distracted way of doing things. Some people say they can multitask, but to be effective,
Mm.
you need to focus bullseye on what you're doing in order to gather information on the specific thing that you're preparing that you need to deal with. All of the parameters needs to be there in order to execute that transaction, in order to complete whatever you begin. Be mindful, stay present, be present, leading to increased productivity and creativity and fulfillment in whatever you do, whatever the work pursuit you are doing, or whatever personal pursuit you are driving after. So balancing deep work with mindful breaks, it's also important because though you're focused, it's important to give yourself breaks, to tailor the thing that you are not overwhelmed or you are not driven crazy. That's why flow is so important. You
Mhm.
segment things so you have bite-sized pieces. And when you get flustered, that's when the distraction starts to flow in because you're not understanding what you're doing or what's the next step. So you find other things to fill in because you're not sure as to what to do. But staying focused will help you understand or learn if it's a new task, if it's a new whatever you're doing. Focus is important and mindfulness is also important in order to learn the new skill set that you are developing.
Mm.
So, what is flow again? Flow is the state in which people are so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. That's mindfulness, that's being present. I'm certain that we all have experienced flow intentionally or unintentionally in the past. For I am different in a lot of ways than Derek. Derek can have the TV on, have music on, and yet he is able to focus on what he's doing. Unfortunately, I am unable to do that. Whenever I'm here and I need to do something, I need to focus on the computer to do something, the music has to turn off, or the noise have to stop. I call them noise, but he calls it stimulation that stimulates him. But I call it noise. So you see, two different individuals. So he can focus on what he's doing because these things or my noise, which is a stimulant for him, it stimulates him doing what he's doing. I call that noise because I'm not stimulated by that. I need to have quietness in order to focus on anything.
Mm.
If if there's noise, I am distracted. So I am paying attention to what is happening instead of what I should be doing.
Mm.
The last time when you lost track of time learning a new skill, solving a problem, or reading a book, those were all flow experience, whether intentional or unintentional. I imagine when I think of the word flow, it's very interesting. I want to leverage it to get more things done. The mindfulness, the presence, staying present. Flow also seems to be highly correlated with mastery and achievement in all walks of life. Whether it's a pianist playing a masterpiece perfectly or a physician performing a life saving surgery, or someone who lost his sight regaining control of his life, the common thread between them seems to be the mindset they share. Focus, focus, presence, mindfulness. So, my goal is to understand that the mindset, what the mindset is, that's something that we can all harness. We can practice during our day-to-day life. There are so many things that are available for people who get distracted easily. There are so many programs that are there to help us stay focused. Whatever you need to do, it's important to stay focused that we can achieve our goal. We can stay on course. We can flow to our goal because we are intentional, because we are focused, we're able to flow. And as we think about this, we are not looking at things static or rigid because when we set goals, many times we life happens, and so just like the river find its way around the barriers, around the blockages, it's the same way we, because we set goals, we're able to pivot if something happens, so we're able to find our way around the challenges, around the obstacles that may appear or meet us while we are going through our life.
Mm, wonderful. So that is kind of a recap,
Yes.
seeing that especially it's about 2 or 3 weeks that we really um, started the flow. We flowed into some tasks for about a couple of weeks. So now we are going to look at flow as it relates to techniques for personal productivity. Correct?
Correct.
That's what we're looking at.
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So um, one of the things that I know, it's time blocking. How do you address that?
Okay. In order to stay in flow, it's important that we set barriers. I think that may be coming, but time blocking is one of the boundaries, not barriers, boundaries
Oh,
that we set.
okay.
So we dedicate specific non-negotiable block of time in your calendar for certain tasks, including breaks and meetings and phone calls and all the other things. If you get distracted very easily, the phone is very distractive. Now, every time you hear a ding, you're going to look. Now, for me, most times I hear a ding, I am apt to look. So when I am working on something specific, I put that phone on mute and I go through what I'm going through. And of course, if I already set the block 2 hours, so 2 hours I'm working on this, and then I would break and do something else. Now, with setting time blocks, phone calls, returning phone calls, check messages, all of those. If we do that, we become more productive because when our time or our focus is all over the place, we are not as productive as we should be. So setting time block is very, very important. That's one of the things that create productivity and maintain the flow.
Hmm. So therefore, you're talking about like a day planner.
Yeah, listen, every single day we should live on purpose, even to take walks. We should be purposeful in all of what we do. As I said, it's not a rigidity, but we have 24 hours in a day.
Hmm.
However, how much of that day do we have in order to do things productive to get us to our goal? So we need to segment that. We need to make sure that we have time blocks.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
you talk about, my goodness, the day ends and I did not get a chance to do nothing that I set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have time blocks for different things, you know that, okay, 2 hours to do this. Sometimes the time that we set, we tip over. Say, for instance, we have a meeting, a 1 hour meeting. The 1 hour meeting may run into 1 hour and 15 minutes. So it drops into something else that we need to do. That's why it's important when we set time block, we have we have a buffer, so we don't run over and into the other. We always have a buffer.
Hmm. Okay. Cool. So therefore, a planner is good
Yes.
for each day,
Yes.
and then those days would amount to the week.
Mm-hmm.
So is it best to have it repetitious each day? Like, you wake 6, you go for a morning run, or you do a little exercise, or you pray, you study the word. Is it supposed to be repetitious each day, or each day can be different?
Each day can be different, but for most of us, we have a routine.
Mm,
A
okay.
routine. When we wake up in the morning, what's the first thing we do? We have a routine. So what we are trying to do is to help us make better choices, to help us uh, go through our day and get more out of each day.
Mm,
Because our habits that are formed, it's it's what we are on autopilot.
mm,
But if we have set goals, if we have schedule, it helps us to it even help us to deal with our habits, because sometimes the habits we have, oh my goodness, the phone, what is the phone?
mm.
You see how I'm running, I just hear the ding, and so you're misaligned because of so many distractions all over the place. And we want to make sure that we are good steward of our time,
Mm.
not only our time, our talent, and our resources. So that's the reason um, a planner is good, and planner for the day, planner for finances, planner for whatever we do. It's important that we have those things in our plan,
Mm.
because if there's no plan, we every wind takes us takes us anywhere, and we end up somewhere that we don't even know what we're doing there, because we have no set plan.
Okay, wonderful. All right, let us look at one technique that maybe people can use, or maybe people can't use, or don't want to use, or some spin-off from that technique. But it's known as the Pomodoro technique. So let us hear that technique.
The Pomodoro technique,
Mm.
I thought of pomegranate. The
Right.
Pomodoro technique It works in a 25-minute high focus sprint, followed by a 5 minutes break to maintain energy and avoid burnout.
Mm, okay. All right. So 25 minutes of high focus
Mm-hmm.
diving into whatever you are doing.
Mm-hmm. And then a
And then a 5 minute
5 minute break.
break. Five
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
That's 20 minutes there,
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
but studies show that when you are focused on something
Mm-hmm.
and you set breaks intentionally, and then you go back, it increase your energy, it increase that productivity, so
Mm.
you're able to get to what
Get more
yeah,
out of your
yeah.
day. Okay. Okay. Then why they don't implement that at your workplaces?
No, there are different things work with different
Mm.
areas, and it's not everything work with everyone or work with every area of work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Wonderful. All right. So I guess we can maybe look at batching.
Yeah, another technique is batching. Um, you group similar low effort tasks together, like replying to emails, making calls. So you reduce the context of switching. So as we talked about earlier, you schedule things. So after you finish that high intensity of whatever you're doing, then you can think about returning calls. And so you don't necessarily need to put returning calls and replying to emails separately, because they're closely
Communication.
related. Yeah. Well, you could put it as communication. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So there you have it then. Um, the 2 minute rule. What is a 2 minute rule?
So the 2 minute rule, say if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately to prevent small tasks from piling up.
Mm.
So if if something is just 2 minutes, you don't actually put it on that. You just, yeah, put it in that block and just get it done, so you don't have too much things, because writing a planner or doing a daily schedule, trust me, it can be both time
A task by
consuming.
itself.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But once you get in the groove, and you, for the most part, especially for people who are at a job or someone who have their own business, they basically have an idea as to what are the crunch or the blocks, the big blocks that needs to be taken care of, the blocks, work time block,
Mm.
or dealing with meeting for those who have their own business, or dealing with clients, or taking care of the big blocks. And then you fill in the areas that are less time consuming.
Mm. Okay. Wonderful. So let us get into some prioritization and planning, because I guess it's going to take a lot of planning to get this flow proper. But I guess after you get into it, then it will flow.
Yeah. And this flow is is actually here to help you do what you're already doing, but it's giving you it's just giving you a boost, or a more aligned way to get more out of your day.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can maybe look at the Eisenhower matrix. How does that look? Or maybe we can maybe look at it next week. But in a kind of summation, what is the Eisenhower matrix?
So according to Heisenhower.me, this matrix categorized tasks into 4 quadrants. We say, let's say east, west, north, and south, 4 quadrants based on urgency and importance to focus on what matters.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So,
So the urgency, you um they have a saying, eat the frog.
what?
Yes. When they I think what there was a long time we had this game that we always use the frog. But this is complete your most challenging and important task first thing in the morning.
Or is it them called spring chicken? The frog.
Well,
Them
I
call it
guess,
spring chicken, you know.
I guess,
People
I
eat it,
guess.
you know.
Anyway,
You know that people eat
yes,
it.
yes.
Okay, so
It's
eat.
a delicacy somewhere, I'm
Oh
not sure.
yes. Oh
So
yeah.
eat the frog, complete the most challenging and important task first thing in the morning.
Mm, okay.
Another technique, or you could call it basically a summary somewhat, daily, weekly review. Now, when we started this year, if you notice, every week I go back to my little my money exercise.
Oh, money exercise.
So it's like reviewing what I did last week, what I how much I put in last week, and also the other things that we were sharing, the exercise, and because just doing things and not understanding where I'm at, how is it benefiting me, that sort of thing,
Or is it
or is
benefit?
it benefiting me?
Okay.
So it's good to have inventory time,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
take an analysis of what's going on instead of waiting for the entire year. Then you do an analysis and you say, man, it was a waste of time.
mm-hmm,
But you do analysis on a weekly basis and then a monthly basis, stuff like that.
mm-hmm,
So daily or weekly review, spend time planning your day or week,
mm,
reviewing completed tasks,
mm.
and setting priorities.
Okay.
It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And this, what we're sharing, it's it's mundane, but it's worth reminding us,
Mm-hmm.
because the more the as I always go back to Dr. Paul, he said, read it, do it, fall in love with it.
Mm.
When you fall in love with it, you will do it, you will constantly do it, and it becomes a part of you.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So the, the I think this might be the last section for today. What is the 3-3-3 rule of productivity? Because everybody want to be productive in whatever they are doing. And there must be something to follow to be productive. So what is it?
The 333 rule.
Mm.
Okay. So this 333 rule, it became popular by Oliver Berkman. It's a productivity method that is designed to manage workload without burnout. It structured a 9-hour workday into 3 hours of deep focus work on your most important project, 3 smaller urgent tasks, and 3 maintenance tasks.
Mm. All right.
So 3 hours of deep work.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the most crucial project. Remember, we spoke about eating the frog.
Yes.
So the 3 hours of deep work, focus on the most crucial project,
Mm-hmm.
ideally in the morning to ensure progress. So eat the frog, focus on the most important thing, deal with the most crucial, challenging one early. So I guess early when you have the energy and the drive and
Mm. Okay, that makes sense. Definitely. And so you have the energy and the drive
mhm,
to more like complete it.
mhm.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. And then um what next?
Just going back to the deep work.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was doing the prep for the CPA prep, one of the one of the programs we used said do it early in the morning
Mm-hmm.
because when you get home, you just want to go to sleep. But
Mm.
once you put in that hour or two early in the morning and you get those things done, now you get a 5 minute break and something that may not stick, you go back to it because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we get fatigued or we just get frustrated because we're not either learning the thing for those who are studying or we just start a job and we seem not to be getting stuff. But just take your time, give yourself time,
Mm.
enjoy the journey as much as it may be hard, but work through it. Take care, deal with those crucial things early in the morning to ensure progress.
Mm.
Now, the three shorter tasks now complete urgent, small to dos, such as meetings. And you notice these things overlap depending on the technique we're using. The smaller to dos, such as meetings, emails, or tasks you have been avoiding.
Mm. Oh wow. I guess phone calls will be in that, like how they did pair them
Yeah,
together
yeah.
earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. And
So the three maintenance tasks now perform routine activities that keep your work or your life in order, such as clearing the inbox, filing stuff, or doing admin work.
mm,
Because if you do all of the heavy lifting and you move things and you don't put them back
mhm,
where they need to go, and of course, that could be also filing things could be also on your desktop because as Derek rightly remind us, we just as how we have a physical file folder, filing system, we have a digital filing system. And if we put everything on our desktop, listen, we get confused and we don't even want to look at the computer because things are so out of order.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
So it is important to take care of every aspect of our life. And if you don't have the tools, tools are out there. These are just, basic information that we are reminding ourselves because though I'm sharing with you,
mm,
I'm also reminding myself because sometimes I get out of order and I have to put me back in order. Because when I'm rushing, I if I have one thing in my hand and I'm looking for something else, I once I find the thing I'm looking for, I put down the thing that I had in my hand and take up the thing I was looking for. And then I start looking for the thing I put down and don't know where it is. So it's important to stay organized, stay balanced, and I'm happy that I have assistance to stay balanced. But sometimes it's might just be you alone. So put things in place or put things where they need to go. Stay present. That's the important thing. When we stay present, we are able to put things in place, put things in order. And so we are not flustered or we're not all over the place or feel nervous because we're ready to go through the door and cannot find the keys.
Mm.
As simple as that. We can't find the key. We can't find the car key. We
Leave
can't
the
find
door.
the
Leave
key
the
to,
door.
yeah, leave the door open, but we're going out and can't find the car key.
Oh, well,
That's the thing. So
right.
these things happen to me more than once. Now, I over time I have learned to stay present because once we change our routine, we're coming in the evening or I'm coming home and I start a call and I get upstairs, and because I'm on the phone, I did not hang the key where it needs to go. So I finish the call, put the key somewhere else, and therefore cannot find the key because that's not inside of the routine.
Mm.
So just the same way with any aspect of life, be it a big thing or a small thing, we need to stay present in every aspect. So we are good steward of our time, our talent, and our resources.
Okay, so a major thing then is organization.
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool.
And we will be talking about decluttering not only our space, but decluttering our mind, decluttering our computer, so we will remain productive. We will definitely have a handle on that stewardship thing. We are good steward of our time, of our talent, of our resources, and we will consistently be a good steward in every aspect of our
All
life.
right.
Because that's how God creates us to be. He creates us to be there for others. Now, if we don't have things organize for ourselves. We can't be there. We can't show up for others to assist others because we're here as human helpers. We're here as God's ambassadors
Mm.
too. And He has given us everything to equip us. We have everything in the Word of God. Did you know that most, if not all, books that are written take something from the Bible in order to organize their thoughts? Everything. The Bible declares that His divine power has given us
Everything.
everything that pertains to life and godliness. So it's important that we be good steward of our time, our talent, our resources. And in the end, we will hear, well done, thou
Good.
good and faithful servant.
All right. Nice. That's it.
So this is it for today.
Okay.
And I hope that something before I close, there is one thing, my flow thoughts. Um, every week I have a quote after my talk. It is this week is flow through challenges with resilience and emerge stronger. I think that's what I said last week. This week on is allow your creativity to flow and see where it takes you. So if we allow our creativity to flow, see where it takes us. That means we are practicing to be good steward of our time, our talent, and our resources. You see the mindset transforming everything. Now, until next week for another episode of Mindset Monday, let's flow through our creativity and see where it takes us. Thank you so much for watching. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow.